At UFC 251, Petr Yan defeated Jose Aldo by TKO in the 5th round to become the new UFC Bantamweight Champion of the world. Here's some reactions from the MMA community. Cody Garbrandt reacted saying, "We have unfinished business. I'll break him in 2 rounds, KO him in the 3rd. I want to break his will." He followed up with, "It's only a matter of time. Hashtag Cody 2.0. He ended it off with, "He is too slow. Speed kills." Aljamain Sterling reacted saying, "Amazing fight, fellas. Well deserved and earned by Petr Yan. You are the real deal, and I cannot wait to share the octagon with you, homie." Henry Cejudo tweeted, "Congrats, Precious, at Petr Yan, but you absolutely suck. You'd be lucky to make it past 2 rounds with Triple C. You ugly potato." Vito Belfort tweeted, "This fight should be stopped way before. This is unnecessary." Jimmy Manoa tweeted, "Yan is an animal. What a way to win the title." And Ben Askren tweeted, "Yan versus Aljo. Book it." Here's what Petr Yan had to say at the post-fight press conference.
"Everything went excellent. We knew it's going to be a tough fight, but I had everything perfect. Yeah, I saw that I hurt him in the 1st round, but I knew because it's 5th round, I cannot rush, I cannot make mistakes. Yeah, in the 2nd round, he started to pressure me, so I decided to let him work, to make him miss a few times, and just provoke him more to make him, tired. I think everything was right. It's a championship fight between 2 warriors, so just not to leave any questions behind, the referee made this choice. In his last fight, Aldo beat #1 contender Marlon Moraes in 3 rounds. Imagine what he could have done with Moraes in 5 rounds. I think Aldo was in great shape. He's still on top of his form, and I think we can see a lot of from him in the future. Yes, of course, it was my game plan, to finish him in the later rounds. My team told me to be patient, just feint more, make him miss, he will go for broke in the later rounds, and after that you're gonna finish him.
Here's what Dana White had to say about Petr Yan's win at the post-fight press conference.
Thought he looked good. I thought Aldo looked great for people that were criticizing him, saying he doesn't deserve another title shot. Horrible stoppage by the referee. Should have been stopped way sooner. Looks like we gotta tighten up our refs and judges here on Fight Island. He's fought the best guy, and the guy who's lined up for the next title shot, and he looked damn good doing it. He can do whatever he wants.
Just yesterday, Ben Askren said that Gilbert Burns won't be next if Jorge won the title.
I know Dennis said this morning that Gilbert Burns is next for whoever wins the welterweight, but we all know this is fake. It's totally facetious. Let me tell you this: if the main event from tomorrow is even remotely competitive, if it's remotely competitive, George is going to get a rematch if he loses. If George wins, mark my words here, you guys heard it here first, because no one else is saying this. If George wins, it's going to be George and Conor for the title fight. Okay? I don't know why no other MMA journalist is picking this up, because it is relatively easily to me. So listen, if George wins, it's going to be George versus Conor at welterweight next. If George loses, and it is even remotely competitive tomorrow, George will get a rematch. Okay? That's it. That's all you need to know. Don't listen to this fake news stuff about Gilbert Burns getting the next shot. If Marty dominates George, and there's without a shadow of a doubt, it's Gilbert. If it's competitive, it's George versus Marty again. If Masvidal wins, it's Masvidal versus Conor next. Bank on that.
Gilbert Burns reacted and posted this on his Twitter saying, "That's really Ben Askren, or is it Ben Askren's ghost? Shut the F up." Michael Bisping on the Believe Me podcast says that Mike Perry deserves to be punished for punching the old man.
Right, what you got to realize is, yeah, of course, bad behavior, terrible behavior. In fact, apparently, by all accounts, he hit a girl, and there's no excuse for that in my book whatsoever. And he struck 2 guys. No, you punch another guy, an old man, that's not cool. That's not cool for 1 second. But you got to understand who Mike Perry is and what he does for a living. And I'm not saying that certainly cage fighters shouldn't be going out there and punching people in the face, because we do have a particular set of skills. And if I find you, I will kill you. No, but we do, right? And we're martial artists and we're trained, so you can't go out there and just, start fighting like any other normal person. It's like, because we're used to that. We do it for a living. We do it on a daily basis. When we're going into a gym and we're sparring, we're used to these combat situations. Some other people, they haven't seen a combat situation potentially in their entire life. So their adrenaline is spiking like crazy. Then when you combine into the fact that the guy's drinking and things like that, all in all, it doesn't paint a very good picture for Mike Perry. But what I am going to say is, like, you know, he's clearly got a troubled past, as a lot of people do, right? And hopefully he learns from this. He's going to be punished, and he deserves to be punished, 100%. I'm not making excuses for him. I'm not saying it's right. But if you look at Mike Perry in the way he is, he's a bit of an animal. He's a bit of a meathead as well. You know, a lot of fighters, they didn't have it easy growing up. By the way, again, let me stress, I'm not making excuses, but he's probably a product of his environment, much like a lot of people are. You know what I mean? As I say, he's going to get punished by the law, and he deserves to. And he deserves, unfortunately, you know, everything that's coming his way. You know, but also, I kind of, when I watched that, I didn't watch it with a sense of shock. I watched it with a sense of disappointment, because I get it. I was there when I was young, you know, going out into bars and getting drunk. And I don't know how drunk he was. I don't know if he was drunk. I don't know if he was high. I don't know what. But let's just assume there's been a fair few cocktails consumed, right? He's maybe drunk as he doesn't know what he's doing. Again, not an excuse. But then you combine that with what I would perceive to be some problems growing up. I don't know if he comes from a broken home and things like that. Again, one would assume, and I apologize if I'm wrong. You see it with a lot of fighters get crazy out there. Do you know what I mean? And again, I'm not condoning their behavior, but I'm like, these guys, you know, they've managed to make something of themselves with the limited chances that they had in life. They recognize that, you know, fighting is going to be the way that they make money, and they turn their lives around, and then they're under a microscope. Again, I'm not making excuses. Shocking behavior, but I don't know. I probably shouldn't. I sympathize with the old guy that he punched. I sympathize with his girlfriend or whoever it was that got slapped, and he should never put his hands on anybody. Certainly, as a UFC level fighter and a trained martial artist, he should not be doing that.
In this very specialized world, I've never been the best at doing a specific thing. But I'm very good at recruiting people who are and who could help me do the job. I don't hire them to tell them what to do. I hire them so they can tell me what I should do. That's what I did throughout my career. I recruited the best combat sport coaches, all the business people related to my field of work. I believe you should make your team of people you can trust and who have proof of qualification and competency to do their job. Even if you never slept, you will never live long enough to learn everything. And even if you put in time trying to learn everything, you won't have a valuable return on your investment. I learned through many mistakes in my life that hiring someone who's qualified but who you can't trust is just as bad as hiring a friend who you do trust but turns out to be unqualified or incompetent. So my friend, choose carefully.
except Roy. What? If Conor McGregor wants to fight. No problem, mate, yeah? No problem. A proper fight, but